Hey guys, Rex here, and welcome back to the SMB server. Now today is episode 5, and I'm going to start the episode by saying that I've been having a couple issues with making SMB episodes, because as you may know, so much stuff happens on the SMB server, because Graphoniac and Impulse are just like, working away at our bases and things, and there's just so much stuff, and if I did a little tour and showed you some things that are happening, there would be no time for my actual episode. So after this, it's not actually going to be an official episode, but we're going to be doing a full world tour. I'm actually going to probably have to split it up into 3 parts, or 2 parts, because there is so much stuff to show. I'm going to be doing world tours every 5 episodes. But I think during the 5 episodes, mainly we are actually just going to be working on stuff just by myself, or as a collab project. We are just going to be working. We're not really going to be showing what other people have been doing, because I really don't have time for that. But one thing is, where am I? You may ask, and I am in the facility. And this place is looking awesome. It's just a giant hole in the ground, and as you can see from these iron blocks over there, Impulse is planning on putting in some floors here, and it's just going to be a giant, huge open area, like with floors, obviously. But you might be wondering what this is, and if you watched Impulse's latest as of the time of recording episode, he built this. He's crazy. Like, I thought I was crazy for building one in the ship, and then Impulse comes along and builds one like twice the size. And yeah, it's going to take quite a while to put all the items in. Now, he has about twice as many sorters as I do, because he wants to put in all the items in the game. And yeah, it's looking really impressive. It's the Zip Crowd version 2.0 design, as opposed to mine, which was my own design, which is actually, it was actually version 0.1 of my own design, and I'm going to do a tutorial for version 1.0 soon, which is way better than version 0, and I'm not sure what just happened there, but yeah, look at this. He just one-upped me, like, right under my nose, and I didn't even know he was building this right until he released the episode, and then I was like, wait a minute, he built a sorter? So yeah, he's got a sorter now, so now the gold team can not have all these random chests everywhere and just actually be organized. But the one thing is that me and Impulse have been sort of working together on is reducing lag, because me and Impulse have some, well, Impulse especially, a lot of the server members have good computers that don't really lag when they're looking at these things, but as you can see, if I look at both of them, let's see if I can do this without falling off the edge. If I look, Okay, I'm gonna have to take out this guy so it doesn't fall on my head. Okay, so as you can see, if I look at both of the sorters, let's move back even more. We get, what, 30 FPS? That's not particularly great. If we do some jumping and moving around, it just gets even lower. And that is really annoying. And that's because chests and item frames, notice there's no item frames in here yet, will actually render through blocks. So like, if I'm standing here, it's rendering every single chest that's in here, which is a bit derpy, because the game's not supposed to do that anymore, but it does do that with things like chests that don't have a full hitbox, which is really annoying, because some people, like Davkus, I think, don't have particularly good computers. I think he's on a laptop, and he gets like, I don't know, 30 FPS max at any given time. So when he looks at this, he probably will get like 2 FPS, and yeah, that's gonna be a problem. So we've been working together to find solutions to reduce lag. For example, instead of putting item frames, we're gonna place the block here, and then that way we reduce the amount of item frames. Also, I might be building my entire, or rebuilding my entire sorter in the future, not in the near future, but in the future, upgrade it to version 1.0 or 1 point something, or maybe even 2, because it uses a lot less chests and hoppers, and is therefore a lot less laggy to render. Now the server can put up with this fine, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, but it's just the client lag that we have to deal with. But that's enough blabbering about sorters. We are going to get on to what we are actually going to do this episode. And this episode, I'm going to do something that is really a first for me. I am going to be trying to make something look nice, and I am not the greatest at that. Because if you watch my old Let's Play, which you can't watch anymore, or you can, but it's not in my channel videos. You have to go to playlists, and then it will be there because it's an unlisted. I think they're unlisted videos in a listed playlist or something like that. But yeah, back when I made that Let's Play, I thought I was decent at building, but I sort of sucked. And now I would say I'm decent at building. I'm decent. I'm not fantastic by any means. So today we are going to try and build something with a ton of detail. We're going to try and build something that looks really, really nice here. And that's obviously not something that I do every day, so it's going to be quite a challenge for me. So I'm going to see you up in the location that we are going to be building this in, and then I'll see you then, I guess. So here we are in the living quarters of the ship, and I don't think I've shown this before. It is looking very, very cool, and as you can see, my arm is doing the derpy thing where it does this. It's so funny looking. By the way, if your arm does that, most of the time you can fix it by changing your window size and then changing it back, and then that will usually fix it. But today we are actually going to be working on my room in the ship. Now, Graf actually built like this little living quarters area, and everyone has their room here. There's a lot of unused rooms, but let's say we have Duke's room there. This room belongs to half the redstone for Duke's room, and we've got Graf's room here, MK's room there, Skizzleman's room next to that, Mac Attack's room over there, and Mobbin's room is not done yet. I don't think he's even done anything. So here's my room. This is what we're going to be working on this episode, and I'm actually going to show you this here. This is an empty room, right? Nice and cozy in here, and I purposely picked a room in the ship that was not, or I picked one of the end rooms because they're bigger for one, and so I have more building space, but the main reason is because they're not symmetrical, and that is always a challenge I've had when building. I love building symmetrically. I always build symmetrically, as a matter of fact, and I want to try building asymmetrically because getting rid of that symmetry a lot of times can really sort of step up your builds a little bit, and yeah, so I'm planning on doing that here. And I'm not going to show people's rooms in this episode, even though we do have some very cool rooms going on. I'm going to be showing them in the world tour, in the ship world tour. I think one of the parts is going to be the ship. But let's see. In here is my room. We got a nice piston door here. Really cool. I designed this specifically for this purpose because I actually share a floor with Graf's ceiling. So the stone brick here, if I just go in here and dig a piece of stone brick, you can see that this is actually Graf's room down there. So Graf actually said though that I can change out the floor with whatever I want, and then she's going to put half slabs on the top of her part, which is actually how I got this redstone in. So this is really cool door. It's actually a let me find the name for this. What's it called? I called it a semi-seamless, semi-glass 2x2 piston door. And what I mean by that is semi-seamless. It's seamless, you'll notice, when it's closed, right? You can't see any ugly pistons here, but when it's open, you can see the pistons, right? And I did that so that you can't see the pistons here. It looks really ugly when you can see the pistons, and it's not too noticeable when it's open, and it doesn't stay open for that long, because you just walk through like this. So here's a redstone. If you want, please leave a comment. I'll do a tutorial, but I will tell you in advance that there is a way to break it. I think if you like step on the pressure plate and step off and step back on again, it will break. I don't know, but there's some way to break it, and but I might do a tutorial on it anyways. So leave a comment if you want me to do a tutorial. But now let's take a look at this room. So as you can see, like I said, it's asymmetrical. Well, it's sort of symmetrical along this axis, but as far as like along the X and Z axes, it's not symmetrical. And especially because I built this door here. Now you might be wondering what is right behind me that I've sort of shown. And it is something really, really cool that I'm sort of proud of. Ta-da! Isn't that cool? It's a PC. It's my own PC setup. I've got a chair with a slab, sign, trapdoor. We've got a nice dark oak wood desk. We've got 2 monitors here, and we've got a keyboard that we can step on, and a mouse. And then there's the tower right here. We've got a little potted fern here that's nice and dark green because of the swamp that we're in. And then we've got some shelving on top. And you might have noticed this here, and that's really cool because I think that we should make it so that when we press the mouse on the computer, you can hear the piston fire, and I think we should make that do something. I think that would be really cool. Now you might be wondering how I got these monitors, and you might already know. And it's actually pretty simple. I'm going to destroy this here. Yeah. So as you may have guessed, it's a banner. Nice and simple banner. It's a blue banner with a light blue gradient coming from the top. And then we simply add a dark gray border around it. And you can use black if you want. And then a dark gray middle stripe. And then since the banner the hitbox is only 1 block, we can place a block on top, and then that covers it, and it makes it look like a computer monitor, which is really cool. And then the other really cool thing is that we can rotate it 1/16 of a rotation, and then that makes it look like we have the monitor sort of angled to face us, and I think that is just so cool. So yeah, we're going to be keeping this here. We're probably going to move it over a couple blocks, maybe up a block, but I just wanted to show that to you because I thought it was really cool, and I'm really proud of it. So yeah, I'm going to actually, you know what, I have some materials here, lots and lots of materials for building. This is my random junk, and this is my ender chest. Yeah, so I have some things here. I'm going to do a little bit more planning because I haven't really done that much planning here, and then I'm going to get back to you when I know exactly what we're doing in this room. Alrighty, so I've done a little bit of work in here. As you can see, it's looking a little bit different. I just changed the slab. Yep, I changed the slabs out for floor. I changed the floor out for slabs, and I added this little thing over here. But as we can see, it's looking slightly derpy from downstairs in Graphoniac's room here. Yeah, that's why she's actually going to be putting in the stone brick slabs here that I've sort of included here, and then just putting those all across so that we can't see all this funny gaps and things. I can actually get up right now through the closet. And then we get right to this thing. You might be wondering what this is. It's very cool. I want it to have like a little elevated area up here, and then maybe have like a bed over there, or I'm not exactly sure where I want the bed, but I know what I want over here, and sort of in the middle here. I'm gonna have a lot of detail aesthetic things, just that don't really serve a purpose, like a practical purpose. But then this is actually, you know, I can't have a room with no redstone in it. So what I actually have here is a little cool little thing here. So I just go up to this cauldron, and if I throw in my nether wart, and then my melon, and then my glowstone dust, and then we throw in our 3 bottles, last one, and we're gonna sit here for a couple seconds and wait for it to be done. And there we go. As you can see, it spit out 3 potions of instant healing too. So that's what this is. It's an automatic cauldron brewing machine. We got some redstone crammed in here. That is the thing when you're trying to build like an aesthetic room, though, is you have to cram the redstone in, and it's really difficult sometimes. Yeah, so how it works, it's pretty simple. We have a cauldron, we got a hopper underneath, and then the hopper is sort of goes in 2 directions. So this little comparator here, if the item in the comparator gives, or in the hopper gives a signal strength of 1, nothing's going to happen, and since this hopper beneath it is powered, it's going to pass it into this one. And so that's what it's going to do for the ingredients. All the ingredients are going to go into the top, and if we put a hopper into the top of a brewing stand, it's going to go into the ingredient slot. And then if it does have a signal strength of 2, so if it's non-stackable, if it's a water bottle, this torch is going to unpower, and then this hopper is going to suck it in and put it in the one of the bottle slots, right? And then it's going to brew the potion, and then this last thing here controls the potion brewing thing. So when there's ingredients in the machine, this comparator is going to turn on, and then this it's going to flip this. Right now this hopper's powered and this one isn't, and it's going to flip that. So this one's powered and this one isn't. So all the items are going to go from this hopper into this hopper. And then that is going to turn on this comparator, and it's going to power the hopper underneath the brewing stand so that it cannot pull out the potions until they're done brewing. And then when all the ingredients are out of this hopper and there's only one ingredient left to brew, this comparator is going to turn off, and then the items are going to go flow back from this hopper into, from this hopper into this hopper. And then when this hopper becomes empty, that's why we have the 54 ends. It's going to take a while. And then when that's empty, that means that that last ingredient is done brewing. And then it's going to get sucked out here. And then we have a little dropper elevator that spits them out the top. And I don't know if you heard that, but my phone just went off. And I don't have it on silent. So sorry about that. So then it spits it out through this little dropper here. And that's how that works. It's pretty cool. I think I'm going to leave it here. Even though it is quite obnoxious and it really restricts some of the things you can do with the area. So yeah, I think next I'm going to work on the walls though, because the walls, I think the walls really need to be done. Like they are very important, like as a good thing to start with. So I'm going to figure out what the design is that I'm going to be going for in the walls, and I'll see you again when I'm done. Alright, so I've done a little bit more than just the walls. I've actually done quite a bit more, but don't worry, I have not just done the whole thing in one cut, so let's take a look here at what I've done. Ta-da! It's looking very different from when you last saw it, and in my opinion it's looking pretty good. Like, I haven't built this in a creative world or anything, I just had to build it up in survival, and I think I did a decent job. So we've got, you know, like a carpet here with some hidden lighting underneath, and some lag, and, you know, we've got a little elevated area here for the PC, and we've got some more hidden lighting underneath the pistons, and I really like the way the andesite tiles with the pistons. I just think that looks really good. We've got a little bookcase here, we've got some wooden pillars with some details like this button. We've got a little pattern in the wall here, just because I want to break it up and not have solid stone bricks. We've got some armor stands, and I actually find it annoying, like how these guys have a slightly randomized position when you first place them, which is fine in survival. It's not really a big huge deal in survival, but in creative it gets annoying, because if you want to summon one that's like has like the default position, you have to use a summon command. You can't just place one down. So yeah, I'm not sure about some of the things like the pillars here. I might change up the pillars a little bit, but you know, we've got storage here, furnaces, a little pillar design here that's sort of similar to the one I used in my LP world. We've got a little elevated area here. I rather like it. A carpet to cover up all the redstone. And then we got a little thing that says how to use the instructions. We got a chest here to put some brewing ingredients and stuff. And what else do we have? We have a little bed area here with, I might use like wood or something. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep it this blue carpet across the whole thing. But yeah, we got some flowers up here. We got some more flowers down there for some detail. I actually had to put an upside down lever underneath this grass block because every time I used the piston door, it would flip the trap doors, and that was annoying. So yeah, the cauldron, we've got a little glass thing here, and I'm thinking on the other side of this glass we could put one of two things. We could either put like a pet blaze, or I was thinking we could put a pet guardian on the other side. Something dangerous, something that would be difficult to get over here. Originally I was going to put a gas fireball on the other side, because I actually found a couple gas fireballs on the server that had slowed down to the point where they just were still. And you can actually push gas fireballs with pistons, but the other problem is their hitbox is huge. It's like 5 by 5, so it's really easy to accidentally hit them when you're trying to mine a block, and that's what happened. I tried to move them over here, and they both, I hit them both by accident, and they both, you know, just blew up. So yeah, we're not putting a gas fireball, but I do want to put either a blaze or a guardian. I'm thinking a guardian behind here, and we're going to call it, like, you know, name tag him and, you know, fill this in with water. But we're not quite done the room yet. There's a couple things I want to put in, like obviously the ceiling. So, but first, let's put in a little secret here. Well, like I said, I want to make it so when you push the mouse, it does something. And you heard that little piston go, so I'm going to dig through the wall. And we can see that there's actually a piston here. This is actually a sticky piston facing this way with a redstone block. And that's why we used this in the floor here, so that it would be it wouldn't be obvious that that was a special thing. Now this one here and the one on the other side are actually furnaces, because otherwise the redstone block would power them if they are pistons. Now obviously we don't have to use a redstone block here, but I'd like to, because redstone is pretty cheap, and yeah, we've got lots of it. So what I want to do actually is I want to have a secret place here. So I'm going to build a little thing up like this, and we want the redstone going into a, see if we can do this here, a block with a redstone torch and a block, come on, and a redstone torch and a block, and a redstone torch. Alright, so we want the, let's see, how am I going to do this? Then we're going to do slime block, and sticky piston. And then last thing we need to do is get out of here. And then place a block here. So that way, that piston is going to have an inverted signal to this sticky piston. And then what that's going to do actually is, I need to fix some of this stuff because there's, actually never mind, it's okay. It will actually open up a little hole in the wall that will go to that chest there that I placed beforehand because I already knew what I was going to do. But let's just place these stone bricks back. So now, when we press the mouse, we can briefly access this chest. So we can keep all our hidden valuables and things in there. Let's say hi to Duke. So yeah, we can hide our things in there. I mean, it's not like it's super duper secret. It's not like someone's gonna be like, oh, like people are gonna be clicking this just for fun. But I just think it's cool to have it like be a little secret thing when you hit the mouse on the computer. But yeah, and I also like how it does this. This would not have been possible before slime blocks, because we just couldn't move the blocks like 2 blocks at a time like that. So now that we can, that is pretty cool. And it also makes it so we do have to keep this block here. We can't move that block, otherwise we're going to be able to see the piston. So yeah, I still have to work out the, hello, Duke. Let's show him this thing. He was like looking at this the other day, and we were trying to figure out a way to do something with it. Yeah, well, yeah, I still have some bits up there to finish, and I'm going to do that. And then the last thing I'm going to be doing is the ceiling, and I am absolutely terrible at ceilings. So we're going to see how that goes. I might have to get some advice from somebody else. But, looks like Duke might want to have a go at this. Maybe not. I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to start work on this, and then we're probably not going to put the mob in today, because that's going to be a real hassle, but I'm going to keep working on the room, and I'll give you another update when I've done a bit more. Time for another progress update. So I've done a little bit of the ceiling. As you can see, not very much of it is done here, just this little section over here. I tried a couple things. One idea I had for the roof is, or the ceiling, I should be saying the ceiling, I won't say the roof. But the roof is the top, the outside, and the ceiling is the inside. Is to use leaves in the roof. But obviously, like, I realized that wouldn't really fit the style of the room to have like a natural leafy ceiling, and then like have, you know, nothing else here is natural, right? So then I decided that maybe a little like leaf feature above the bed might look okay. I'm not sure how I like this little leafy area here. Although I do like how I did it. I just don't know if it fits. I don't know if maybe I should move it up because it is a little bit cramped, because you sort of can donk your head on this thing. Yeah, it might seem a bit low. I don't know. But yeah, so what I've done here actually, I've just created a little wooden border like this, filled it up with leaves, and then on the top side I just mixed up a bunch of different clays. Oh, there we go, right through the thing. I've mixed up a bunch of different clays and some glowstone. So yeah, we got green, brown, and then regular hardened stained clay. So I think that looks pretty interesting. You can't see it too well from the bottom, but because it's all mixed up, I think it makes it so like it doesn't look like it's just sort of one solid color. It doesn't look like something like unnatural amidst a bunch of natural looking leaves. So yeah, I still don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the ceiling. I was thinking of doing something like having sort of another feature in the middle, but if I have a feature over here, then that just seems a little bit excessive. I was thinking maybe like glass in the middle, putting something above the glass. I don't know, maybe like an enchanting table in the roof or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's been actually like over a week since I did my last cut because I've been really, really busy. And I haven't been having much luck with the ceiling. But I'm going to keep going, see if I have any more new ideas, and then I will get back with you when I may or may not have an idea. Alright, so only a few minutes later, I have defaulted to using your basic stone slabs for the roof here. I always say the roof, like I noticed that. I went and watched the footage, and I said the roof right after I said I was going to say ceiling. But yeah, I just defaulted to the stone slabs here, and I think it looks pretty decent actually. I just think it could use something to break it up a little bit. So I had some pretty strange ideas actually on how to break it up and add some lighting. So I'm gonna see how this goes. It's probably gonna look horrendous, but I just want to give it a go because, you know, it's my first time really experimenting in survival with different things instead of just going into creative, seeing if something looks nice. So I was gonna, like, I don't know, put glass and then put sea lanterns and see if that looks alright. Like, it might look really strange, but like, what happens if I put like another strip here? If I just make it actually, okay, let's just see how this looks. It might look really strange. Heh. Okay, I'm gonna put the other half slabs in. See how it looks. Boop. Okay. Let's just put some of these in. I don't know. It probably doesn't really fit the theme either, but huh. That actually looks cool. I'm gonna put in another one of those. Let's see how that looks. Okay, let's do glass here and half slabs. I mean, it looks cool. I don't know if it suits the style of the room, but it looks cool. Let's go. Do I have any more glass? Maybe I don't. Okay, let's go back around here. Yeah, I don't know. It's looking kind of derpy now that I have two of them. I don't know. Give me your opinions. Tell me your opinions, actually, guys, in the comments. Tell me your opinions about this whole room. I really want to know what you think of it because I've been putting a lot of effort into it. Actually, I'm gonna try. You know what I'm gonna try? I'm gonna try putting them in maybe little squares across the room. So I'm gonna do that off camera, and I will see you, and we'll see how that looks. You know what? I quite like this. I think that arranging it into little squares like this makes it look quite cool. I think it looks like it's not too distracting. It looks sort of modern, but it also sort of suits the style of the room. Like, not perfectly, but I like how, like, it breaks up the ceiling in such a way that, like, it doesn't add any stripes or anything weird like that, and it doesn't add any depth, but at the same time it does because there's the glass there. And I don't know how it's going to look for people who aren't using the texture pack that gets rid of the lines in the middle of the glass. But I think with this, it looks really cool. So I think I'm going to leave it like this, actually. And I think I spaced them out nicely so that it doesn't look like they're out of place, or like doesn't look like any of them are out of place. So yeah, I think that is this room done. I think. I might be missing something. I do have random chests lying around. I'm not sure about this. I built this here just as a little thing to go here because I felt like having just stone bricks across the whole thing looked derpy. This sort of looks derpy too, if you ask me. Maybe I can put like chests there and like shelves or something. I don't know. Well, let's see. What's behind here? Oh, there's redstone. Okay, that completely changes everything. So yeah, not sure what to put there. But other than that, I think that's it for this room. I think it looks really awesome. I don't know about these torches, actually. How does it look without them? Like, they just look out of place. Let's see. Let's see. Can I fix that with some more cobblestone walls here? Let's grab these and just put them right there. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so that is my new room on the ship, and I don't know if we're going to be doing something else this episode, or if we're just going to leave it at this, and I'm not even sure how long the episode is right now. I haven't checked. But yeah, that is my new room on the ship. So the next episode, the next episode won't be an episode. It's going to be a world tour. We're going to do 3, or I'm planning on 3 sort of episodes that are all world tours. I'm going to do those every 5 episodes on the SMB server, because so much stuff is happening, and I'm sure you're eager to see a lot of what's happening, because either you don't want to go to other people's channels, which I would highly recommend, or, you know, some people don't actually put out content of what they're doing. So it is nice to have a world tour every once in a while. And then soon we're going to be putting in the mob in here, but that's not really high priority right now. What is high priority is that I really want to get a competition, a minigame, survival minigame, done before Christmas, and it's already the end of November, and I've barely started, so I'm probably not going to get it done. But the reason I want to get it done before Christmas is because I might have an opportunity to stay up late for the live stream, and then I could manage the competition and things, and this thing is going to be awesome. I'm going to be trying to pump out SMB episodes, or at least play on SMB a lot, because I want to work on this project, and I'm going to leave it up to you guys to I'm not going to say guess, but I'm just going to leave it a surprise for now as to what it is, unless I already said in a previous episode, or in this episode, what it is. But that's enough blabbering. If you like the room, please leave a comment. Well, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. If you have any suggestions or anything you like about this room, then leave a comment in the description. Just tell me what you would change, what you'd like, and that would be much appreciated. Also, if you like this video, then a like would also be appreciated. And follow me on Twitter at NanoRexMC for more updates. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Rex out.